Barron, our roving rock and roll reporter, and Doug has been visiting some of the more obscure clubs in Nova Scotia and coming up with some of the lesser-known new music bands and going to be previewing them on the show. Who have you got for us tonight, Doug?
Well, tonight, Dave, we're going to visit with one of Nova Scotia's most notorious experimental musicians. He's got his own record label. He's released his own tunes on Nerve Records. His name is Phollop Willing PA. And we're going to visit his recording studio, which is, in fact, his bedroom in his home. And I think you're going to enjoy this. Let's check this out. This is Phollop Willing PA.
Okay.
Before I got into electronic music, I was listening to a lot of, pseudo-progressive music, King Crimson and that kind of stuff. And then I started following the more outrageous electronic stuff, Cabaret Voltaire, The Residents, to name a few. And but generally, if I listen to a piece of music, I don't try and emulate it so much as I try and do something that's diverse and apart from it. In fact, I got to a point where I decided that if I wanted to listen to something weird or strange, I would make it up myself rather than to buy the record. Well, the audience falls anywhere from the intellectuals to the those with some sort of psychological edge to themselves. I try and use music as a therapy to draw out one's psychopathic tendencies rather than to emphasize or enforce them to get them. So so I have the audience of the psychos and the intellects, and hopefully the music will help them exorcise their violence or their tendencies or their erratic tendencies or whatever it may be. I don't wish to create music for dancing. If dancing is appropriate for some of the music that I do, then by all means I encourage it. But I am not trying to perform a function of that nature. It's not a function like that. All I'm trying to do is create a direction in music which maybe somebody else can add to or develop upon. But to just go out and try and make music, try and bring this whole scope of music to elevate it, to some other direction, perhaps. Not meaning to change the original traditional norms, but just to add my 2 cents worth, and hopefully when I'm expired, people will consider that as an innovating technique.
Phollop Willing PA, and if you want to hear more, Phollop has got a record on Nerve Records. So, Doug, who can we expect next week?
Well, next week, Dave, we're going to visit one of the bright spots in the Halifax music scene. It's called the Club Flamingo. It's a new spot in town where new bands are getting a chance to work out, and we're going to have a look at, a listen to, and a talk with the Realists. They're perhaps one of the best new dance bands around. They're very dynamic.
Okay, looking